What's up, y'all? Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday. It's so nice to be here with you. Thank you so much for your flexibility tonight. I know we're meeting an hour later than we normally do, and I tried to never do that, but sometimes there's a really good reason. And me and my husband have this tradition once a year as it turns to fall for us to go do a private professional photo shoot with just the two of us. This is a long-standing tradition we've had actually from the very first week we met. The fourth day we had encountered each other in person, I had a photo shoot for my acting career and I asked him, do you want to come along and watch? And the photographer was like, you guys are so cute. Would it be all right if I take photos of the two of you together? This will be either awesome if your relationship lasts, or it'll be horribly awkward that you have all these great photos with this guy you once knew. Fortunately, it has worked out. And now every year, as we celebrate an anniversary, we get together with a photographer in the area we're living, and we shoot a little session together. So that was what we were doing this evening, and then I came right home to log on to be all with you fine folks. Every week I really try to find a topic that I think will be interesting and pertinent, something maybe going on in my life, something going on in the zeitgeist that I think would be interesting for a meditation session. Today, I wanted to explore the idea of authenticity, being unapologetically you, being whoever you feel called to be, and being your radiant, beautiful heart, despite what the world says you should be. This is a theme we explore a lot on this channel. It's a very central topic in my own life, my spiritual journey, and my personal journey, and so it comes up a lot in my work that I offer you all. But part of it, I think, also comes this week because last night I went to go see the Taylor Swift concert movie, and I absolutely loved it. I was blown away by it. And one of the things that I really do celebrate about that experience is just how wonderful of a person as a social figure Taylor Swift has grown into being, with being somebody who is constantly changing and reinventing herself and trying to find what is her truth to communicate it to other people. And so I've been spending some time thinking about her and what she represents and that whole experience and the amount of fandom that loves her because of that, how they feel like she speaks from her heart to them. So that's my thought for this evening, being unapologetically you, being bold, being brave, and it's such an honor to be here. It's a pleasure to share some space and some time. So please get comfortable. If you want to sit on the ground like I'm doing, you're more than welcome to do that. If you would rather sit in a chair, like my cat, I didn't know she was there, you can do that. If you'd rather lay down, you may do that as well. Please do get comfy. I was going to ring my bells, but I was told last time that sounds really loud on camera for you all. So let's not ring those bells today. Also, happy first day of Navaratri if you're in the Western Hemisphere. If you're in the Eastern Hemisphere, happy second day of Navaratri, celebration of Durga, the mother goddess. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Thank you all for being here. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Love you guys too. Thanks for your nice comments. Good. Just take a couple deep breaths. One second. Sorry. Remind yourself that for this period of time, there's nowhere else you need to be. This is your sacred time for you. So try to let everything else go. And feel yourself just settle in. Feel yourself soften and get a little gooey. And allow your breath to really just flow through you. A lot of people feel like they just breathe from like here to here. Our goal is to breathe with our whole body and breathe into the space around you. Y'all in the comments are making me blush. I want you to do something a little bit silly with me, but it's a really nice thing to do. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, I want you to take an audible sigh, like you're letting something go. Oh. 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 With every exhale, releasing. Let go of your baggage. Let go of your shame. Let go of your woulda, coulda, shouldas. Let go of everything you don't need right now. I want you to place a hand on your belly. I want you to just a couple times do this kind of like belly laugh thing with me. It's a version of a pranayama practice. Ha, 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 ha. And then take a couple breaths. Let's try that again. Ha, 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 ha. One more time. And then just notice, how does that feel? So doing that little bit of breath work can be a nice way to already start letting things go. Now, you all know me now, 36 years old, 2023. But if we back up a few years, say 2012, a little over a decade, you wouldn't have recognized the same person. You would have found somebody deeply afraid, desperately wanting to find and live his authentic life, but didn't even know who it was so incredibly anxious for other people's approval, for being the kind of person who other people wanted him to be. And I'm not saying I've 100% cured all that, but I've done a lot of work in that area to become the person I want to be. To stop giving so many fucks about what other people think, and to become the kind of person that I genuinely love. And when I go to bed at night and I lay in bed, sometimes I'll hear myself saying to myself, "You're a good man, Kaelan. I'm proud of you." To hear my falling asleep self say that to me is a really profound thing. To genuinely be able to say, I feel proud of myself, that I love myself, that I feel grateful for my life and the skin I'm in. You don't know me from years ago. I recently was looking back at my music theater audition book. In college, I was a theater major, and I was in the music theater program at Northwestern University. It was a very competitive program that I definitely did not belong in. And I'm looking back at all the songs I would pick to audition with. And the songs were things like, "Give me somebody else's life, run away with me, I'm leaving St. Urban Street, leaving my home, anybody but me." Like, I desperately wanted to be somebody else. And I was desperate to be whomever or whatever other people would approve of. When you live for the approval of others, it is never good enough. Because no matter what you do or what you achieve or what you become, there are always people who tell you you should be different. And there are always people who are better at that thing you're working towards. There are people who are fitter or more talented or make more money or more successful or younger or bigger or whatever. It's never enough. And nowadays, if I've achieved even some small modicum of success, either here on YouTube or in the way I live my life, or the people I coach or work with, or the lives I touch, I really do think that a big part of it is I've tapped into something that feels true to me, and I'm offering that unapologetically. I'll show up naked because that feels authentic to me. I'll walk down the street wearing a kilt because that feels authentic to me. I'll do videos teaching sacred mantras because that's important to me, even though I know it's going to trash my analytics because nobody wants to watch that. I offer what I offer because it's what I think has value. To be yourself authentically and unapologetically is something that I think is a journey for most of us. Maybe there's people who come into this world who have no qualms with being who they really are, but for many of us, it's a journey of becoming, a journey of growing into it. And to stand bravely and to claim, "This is me. Take me or leave me. Love me or leave me." I went up to my husband today when we were at the gym, and I was just appreciating how my mind works different than a lot of people's. I identify as being neurodivergent, and I just went up to him and said, "Thank you always. for seeing me as beautiful and not broken. Because there's a lot of people I could be dating who would see my differences, my oddities, my uniqueness, and say, there's something wrong with you. Why are you that way? Be someone else. And to be in a partnership with the person I love and trust most celebrates my uniqueness. And I am. That's a blessing beyond measure. To be unapologetically yourself in a world that is trying night and day to make you like everybody else is the hardest battle a person can fight and never stop fighting. Poet E. E. Cummings said that, wrote that. The world wants you to look like everyone else and act like everyone else and shop like everyone else and make decisions not because they're intrinsically aligned with you and your values, but because it feeds the economy. It makes the world more understandable, controllable, to really become aware of who and what and why you are and what you do and how you choose the things that you do is not easy. We're not taught for that. It's something we have to learn. D, I appreciate your comment. One thing I'm going to add to that is when we value somebody else as being better than ourselves. And I really struggle with that assessment because I really don't think anybody is ever better. I think we are all equal. We all have our own gifts. But as somebody who constantly measured myself against others and felt like I constantly came up short, or was told by the world that I was less than other people, that never felt right. I'd rather see all of us as beautiful, all of us as sacred, all of us as perfect. And we each have our areas of perfection. We each have our areas of struggle. We each have our areas of grace, our areas of blocks. But to see every one of us as worthy and belonging and beautiful. It's not something I'm always good at. I can get very uncomfortable when I start comparing myself to others. Like body stuff triggers me like no other. Like if I'm around somebody who's substantially fitter than I am, I start to feel really bad about myself. No, the truth is we're always changing. Parts are expanding, parts are decreasing. And I frankly don't want to live in a world that's hierarchical. I don't want to live in a world that views some life as better than other life. And unfortunately, a lot of people do. In fact, there was a study done, I think I've talked about this before, there was a study done where they were trying to discern what truly is the difference between a liberal and a conservative in their worldviews. And the only pinpoint they could make is conservatives tend to view the world as hierarchical and liberals tend to view the world as circular. Everybody has value. And I don't want to live in a hierarchical world that truly believes people are worth more if they're lighter skinned, if they're male, if they're straight, if they're rich, if they're educated, if they come from a certain country or a certain background or a certain family. Like, that's just so fucking shitty. I want to live in a space that affirms the value of all life, not just human, all life. Because honestly, what is the progression? If you truly believe that the world is hierarchical and you really do believe that some life is more valuable than others, then the logical progression from that is, well, what's the point of those other people even existing? Why not just get rid of them? Why not just destroy them? Why not just incarcerate them? Genocide. They don't matter as much. No one deserves that. No one ever deserves to be belittled or marginalized or feel to be less than because of who they are and how they were made. I'd rather we see the perfection in every sentient life, human and non-human, animal, plant, the earth itself, to see that we all have value. That's the world I want to be a part of. And I know I'm biased. Growing up tremendously bullied, growing up ostracized, and being different from everybody else. You know, I've been on the other side where I was taught to feel like shit. Yeah, Dee, I hear you. You remind me of one of my favorite phrases is comparison is the thief of joy. It's so true. Good for you, David. You are valuable because you exist. And the world needs you in your complete craziness, your kaleidoscopic randomness. Be authentically you. There's a quote by Albert Einstein that goes something like, the world doesn't need any more bankers or analysts. The world needs more poets, more artists, more philosophers, more thinkers. We don't need more of the norm. We need more of whatever makes you, you. Amen, Aaron. So why do we hide? Why do we pull back? Why do we dim our light or dull our colors? Because we're told people like us better if we don't challenge them, if we conform to their standards. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. And for those of you who have ever studied branding or marketing, one of the things that they teach right away is that if you try to be a brand that's accessible to everyone, you'll reach no one. But if you try to develop a certain niche, talk to a specific person, present yourself in a very narrow, specific way, then you'll feel relatable. You'll feel more genuine. Trying to be beloved by everyone actually doesn't get you very far. Being unique is much more interesting. So what makes you, you? What are you holding yourself back from? What would you embrace wholeheartedly if you weren't afraid of censure, if you weren't afraid of scorn or ridicule? Would you wear that hat? Would you buy that dog? Would you dance ecstatically? Would you sing silly songs? Would you paint? Would you crochet? Would you write that book? Or that opera? Or make that music video? What if you cared only what a few certain valuable people thought of you and told everybody else to just mind their own business? And to do it from a place of love, to do it from a place of kindness and respect and sweetness. I had somebody ask me the other day, if I could live as anybody else on the planet, who would I choose? And I smiled to myself because the answer that came up was, genuinely, I don't think I'd rather live as anyone else. Taylor Swift included. President of the United States included. Nobel Prize winning scientist included. And rather be me. Because if you were to live as someone else, you don't only just get all their successes and their triumphs, you also get all of their challenges and heartaches. And I'm so grateful for my life, for the man I've become and am becoming, for my relationship with my beautiful partner, for our home, for my challenges, my specific set of challenges that I get to work with every day. I smiled because I realized I wouldn't want to be anyone else, even for a short time. And I think back to not that many years ago, graduating college and desperately wanting to be anyone but me. That's a significant change for not that many years, 14 years. It's a really damn significant change, and one I am heartily grateful for. One that I don't know how many people would get to say. I am so grateful for the opportunity to get to be me, and that I love myself. I love my life. Not because I'm exceptional, but because I'm me. And that's something I wish for everyone, to be able to authentically and candidly say, I love my life. Yeah, do you hear that? That's why the internal work and the external work always have to go together. I'm never going to tell somebody, don't pursue external goals. You should have them. You should have things you're working towards. But if you think that's going to make you fulfilled and happy and solve all your problems, it never will. Vice versa. I don't think just becoming complacent and trying to just say, where I am right now is perfect and I'm going to accept myself as I am. I really do think we need to put in the time and the effort to become the people we want to be. But realize the external thing is never the solution, because how many people do we know that, worked their ass off to find that relationship or to have that child or to get that body or get that job or get that income level, and they get it and they realize, holy fuck, I sacrificed so much and I'm still not happy. There's actually a term for it. It's called the arrival fallacy. That you'll grasp this golden ring and then suddenly everything will be great. It never is. And that's why I just very firmly believe in the importance of soulful work. We have to work in here. Do the external stuff. Do it. If it'll make you happy, do it. Lord knows I have, and I do. But no, all of it ends at some point. We all grow old. We all gain and lose money, gain and lose weight, gain and lose friendships, gain and lose careers. Everything in this life is transitory. And if you try to root your happiness to something as fickle as a body or a career or a savings account, it will never be enough. Love that, Aaron. This is where we need to be. Not out here. This stuff, it matters. We engage with it. We're in a human body. We're living in the world. But in here is what matters. To sit with your heart. To breathe into your heart. To feel that loving compassion. And to genuinely see the perfection in the imperfection. To realize that I may not be perfect, but that is beautiful. There is no perfect. And even if there were, it'd be boring because then there's nothing to work towards. Celebrate you. Celebrate you with all your conflicting elements. Celebrate you with your beautiful cacophony of noises. Celebrate you because no one else will ever be what you can be. No one has your exact formula. Let it shine. The last thing I'll end with tonight is another just quick story. If you've watched my videos, many of you know that when I was in college, I took a guru and lived in a spiritual community for 7 years, was associated with them for almost a decade. And when I was unceremoniously thrown out of that community, I thought I would never, ever be able to have a spiritual teacher or be part of another person's community ever again because of how betrayed and hurt I was from that experience. And then 2 years ago, I went on a spiritual retreat in South America and had this profound experience and fell in love with the people who ran the retreat center. And went back to South America the following year to Peru to another retreat they ran. And I've stayed in touch with them and asked to study with one of them and asked to host retreats for you guys with them. And they were very enthusiastic. Until a couple weeks ago, when I sent them this YouTube channel. And suddenly they rejected me. Even though they knew I talked about queerness and sexuality and spirituality, even though they knew I had a big social media following. When they actually saw that I talked directly about those things, they point blank told me, we don't want to be associated with you. These people that I had let in and started to trust after it was very hard for me to trust anyone in the spiritual world like that again, fucking rejected me. Rejected us, frankly. After I showed my authentic self to them. I think that's the biggest reason why I got so sick this last week with strep. But the funny thing is I don't care. Because if somebody truly sees my heart and my spirit and isn't just in it for the money or the attention or whatever, then they would say, we love you. Yeah, there's some stuff you talk about and share that probably not best if you bring up in the context of us, but we love you. And that didn't happen. But even though I got sick and it was really sad and frustrating, I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change how I present myself to the world. I wouldn't dim my light or what I feel called to share and offer with you all, because I know it makes a difference. I hear from you all. I hear how the way I present and the way things I share and the things we talk about make a difference for you. So if they can't accept me, fuck them. I'll find people who will. I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed in them. I'm really hurt. I'm a little angry. I'm very frustrated. But you know what? I've come to learn who I am now. And I've come to celebrate it. And I'm not going to apologize, and I'm not going to change for you. I'm going to do me as best as I can with the integrity that I can, even if you don't understand it. Like, fuck, don't you think I know that me presenting the way I do, shirtless, naked, talking about sex, demonstrating sexual things, that people are going to judge me for that? Don't you know that I realize that I would have brand deals, sponsorships, corporate people wanting to work with me if I just toned all that down and were more mainstream? There'd be a lot more opportunities. But you know what? There's thousands of other people doing that because that's what they think they're supposed to do. Nobody presents themselves in the way that I do, in the weird mix of erotic and sensual and beautiful and tender and sacred and spiritual. I don't see anybody else doing it. And so people are not going to understand it. They're going to judge it. They're going to judge me. But I think that's why you all are here. And I'd rather do what I feel called from my heart as my healing offering to the world, saying, hey, this is what is needed right now. We don't need another aloof, purer than thou, I don't shit sort of spiritual guy. I'm going to be me. And for those of you who want to come along for the ride and find your authentic, ecstatic self, blessings and mazel tov. Come along for the ride. Because we need more real people. It makes me so sad to see the state of our country, if you're an American, state of your country with all these bullshit politicians saying and doing things that they know are lies, that they know are untruths, that they know are hurting us. But they do it because it will get clicks and donations and votes. And just lie and lie and lie. I cannot and will not ever condone that. Just be authentic. I don't have to like you, but just be real. Just be fucking real. And then we can build something real together. Have integrity with yourself. To be truly yourself. Blessings to you. May you find your path. May you find your guiding lights. May you be filled with joy and ecstasy. May you dance like no one's watching. May you sing exuberantly. May you be naked and free and find yourself in the forest beside a fire, reaching for the stars, swirling in the darkness. May you be loved passionately and share your love passionately. May you be kind and may you receive kindness in return. May you see your wholeness. May you see your beauty. May you see your magnificence, even when it feels dirty or hidden or buried. May you know your magnificence and your worth. May you know your truth and never apologize for the light within you. We need your light. We need your heart. We need your authentic, ecstatic self. So bring it, baby. Big hugs and love to you all. Let's just finish by taking a deep inhale. Exhale, if anything's come up for you today, like it's clearly come up for me. Exhale, feel it drain out of you like smoke or sludge. Down and out. Inhale, cleansing, bright, brilliant light. Exhale, heaviness, smoke, sludge. Let it go. Let it go. Bravo, everybody. Good work today. Hope you found this valuable. If you like this kind of stuff, please share it with someone else who you think will enjoy this kind of work. If this is meaningful to you and you want to help support it, feel free to join us on Patreon. My patrons get early access to the videos the day before everybody else. They get some behind the scenes stuff. Like this morning, I just shared a very long thing I wrote at 5 a.m. That may be my next YouTube video. It's very long. But they get insights that no one else does. I shared the intro to the new book I'm working on recently. So Patreon's a great place. I'm also going to start putting thank you to patrons at the end of my edited videos. You can also find me, of course, on other socials. And if ever this is work you want to explore one-on-one, if this is meaningful to you, that's what I do most afternoons, is have conversations like this with people on their spiritual journeys. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening and for sharing in your comments. This work isn't just about a giver. It just isn't about me. It's about a flow of giving and receiving and then giving back. When we flow, when there's a transaction, when you input your thoughts and ideas and your observations and I respond to them and then you respond to that, that's flow. That's flow. Do gay men love more intensely than women? I think people are people. I don't think it matters. Much love to you all from around the world. So we got people from the Philippines, we got people from Russia, we've got people from all over. So thank you so much for all your love and support. I think there's one spot left for my February retreat in Vermont in the United States. If you want that last spot, I would reach out very soon. We had 2 people drop off because of travel issues. We are looking at doing a retreat in India next October, possibly November. So 2024. I'm also possibly looking at Mexico for next summer. I had somebody reach out with a space in Detroit that they wanted me to do something there. If you want to see us host a retreat near you, shoot me an email. Let me know of some places that you think would be great. But yeah, trying to create more, person opportunities for us to get together and do this kind of work. Thank you for your love and support. So much love and blessings to you. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, what's left of it, or Monday, where you are in the world. And I'll see you next time. Much love. Be good. Be happy. Be free.